After-school daycare is just about over for Antonio and Katie. They've had a pretty good day. Their mom should be here soon. But trouble's brewing at home. Kelvin came over. He didn't even call or check with Alicia. He wants to see his son. He's about the only bright spot in Kelvin's life. He resents the judge's visitation order telling him when he can see Antonio. Meanwhile, his part-time job has made it really hard to make the support payments he's supposed to, so Alicia's on her own, struggling to pay bills.
Antonio is not here, so you can go back where you came from.
I want to see him. He's my son just as much as he's yours.
Antonio is going to a birthday party. You can't just show up any old time you want.
You're lying. You're making excuses.
You don't care nothing about our schedule, nothing about paying support. So that's how much you're going to see him.
You can't do this to me.
I can, and I am.
Fathers don't appreciate the problems they cause when they show up unannounced or don't show up at all when they're supposed to. They think the mother's lying or intentionally withholding the child. Mothers then retaliate, telling the fathers, "This is my child." Fathers need to stick to the schedule so the mother and child are ready when he comes, lowering the tension level for everyone and making visitation go smoothly. Mothers, you need to remember, this child also has a father. Katie's mom and dad argue about how much time they get with their little girl. Seems like every time Jake wants Katie to spend the weekend, Whitney comes up with a reason why she can't go. She's jealous of the good relationship Katie has with Jake's girlfriend.
Hey, Katie!
Where is she? She's here. He can use it.
I'm here to pick up Katie.
Well, she's not going.
I made plans for her to go to my family reunion a month ago.
Her favorite friends invited her to sleep over. I said she could. Besides, I'm sure you have someone else who can go with you.
So that's the reason.
I don't want her around Katie.
They get along fine.
She's telling her things, messing her up, and then I'm the one that's got to deal with
She
it.
comes home happy, and you can't deal with that. You don't want anyone to move on and be happy.
Fathers tend to go along with the stepmother or girlfriend. Meanwhile, the child is caught in the middle, trying to please all the adults.
I'm the last one picked up. Miss Danielle stays with me. She calls my mom a lot before she comes.
I see my daddy one time in the summer. One time he bought me ice cream.
I like to see him, but Mommy gets so mad they start fighting. Why do they fight so much? I just want to play.
Watching the anger and conflict between parents, it's really hard to see how anyone comes out a winner in that mess. But we all know who are the biggest losers when the fighting starts. Antonio and Katie.
Parents often don't realize the potential negative impact on a child of having one parent absent from their lives. No matter how smart a child is, they're not capable of understanding conditions like alcoholism and broken adult relationships. Children inevitably believe there's something wrong with them. That's why mommy or daddy never comes to see them. This is true even when the custodial parent tells the child the absent parent does love them.
When divorced couples or unmarried parents are allowed time with their children, many things have a strong chance of improving. How do you get along as parents for the sake of your child? Here are some resources that many couples have used that have helped change their lives from one of combat to cooperation. UpToParents.org, AlabamaMarriage.org, and BonusFamilies.com.
When my dad doesn't come to see me or play with me, I must be bad or something. He doesn't want to see me.
The teacher told us to write something about our dad. I asked Wesley if I could write about his dad. He's my coach. 'Cause I really don't know much about my dad.
He lives kind of far away, I guess. Sometimes he calls, but not too much. I'm a good reader now. I wish I could read for him. This book is about a little girl who's all alone.
Fatherhood facts. In the 1950s, 80% of all American children grew up in a home with both a mom and dad who were married to each other. Today, that's dropped to 50%. Divorced and unmarried parents having babies have dramatically altered children's lives. And does that mean that all children really need is one parent? No. Mothers often say they can be both mother and father for a child, but statistics show otherwise. Children need both parents to develop into healthy adults. Children from father-absent homes are 5 times more likely to live in poverty, 3 times more likely to fail in school, and 2 to 3 times more likely to develop emotional and behavioral problems, and 3 times more likely to commit suicide. The chief predictor of crime in a neighborhood is the percentage of homes without fathers. Up to 70% of adolescents charged with murder are from fatherless homes. Up to 70% of long-term prison inmates grew up with no dad in their home. Re-engaging fathers will change lives. Non-custodial parents are far more likely to pay child support if they spend time with their children. And performance and productivity in school increases when both parents are involved.
In courts across Alabama, it's very common for there to be 2 separate decisions. 1, dealing with the amount and schedule for child support, and 2, visitation rights or parenting time. Just because a parent doesn't pay child support doesn't mean visitation time should be canceled. We've learned the 2 are very closely related. When a non-custodial parent has opportunities to spend meaningful time with their children, they're much more likely to pay child support and be a part of that child's life. At the same time, the children do better knowing they have 2 parents who care about them.
So what can a non-custodial parent do to get the ball rolling? Send a postcard or an email to your child, establishing regular contact. Hopefully, this will lead to parenting time in person. And one more thing. If a custodial parent digs in their heels and won't let the children visit their biological father or mother, many children will later turn against the custodial parent. The custodial parent can also encourage the non-custodial parent to be a part of their child's life by telling the non-custodial parent what the child is doing at home and in school, and then encouraging the child to do the same. Both parents should avoid saying negative things about the other parent in front of the child. Just think how that makes the child feel. We realize none of these steps are easy, but that's why we're here to help you, and that helps your children.
I have the right to be treated as an important human being with unique feelings, ideas, and desires.
I have the right to a sense of security and belonging from a loving and nurturing environment.
I have the right to a continuing relationship with both parents, and the freedom to receive love from and express love for both.
I have the right to express love and affection for each parent without fear of disapproval by the other parent.
The right to grow and flourish in an atmosphere free of abuse and neglect. I have the right to be a kid and to be insulated from the conflict and problems of the parents.